we discussed about to be inspired and be the change. I think that is something that each speaker over here, they're already a change maker and you're a source of tremendous inspiration. Thank you, all the speakers. So I'm sure the listeners who are there would have got the right kind of inspiration. So we will also request you for the videos, small videos of your earlier experiences, earlier programs, wherever you have conducted, so that will become a record to the people who have not actually got online on this. So we'll make the point I'm trying to make is we'll compile a source of meaningful videos, inspiring videos, small videos, which can be played in the educational institutions, or for that matter, the farmer communities and any other stakeholder. So this is the first point I wanted to suggest. So the second one, we have heard the perspective of various CSOs on how to tackle climate change. We also discussed that we'll have to make a framework for CSOs to work together. So here there is some amount of overlap, but largely each of the speaker is working in a different area. So we can broadly categorize the areas of expertise and areas of working and start developing a database. So like the best example is the Dutch example, where there are many international NGOs that have come together and they're working in a way that there is no overlap. So if one of the NGO may be working on the biodiversity aspect, the conservation aspect, some of the NGOs are working on the legal aspects. So that kind of a database is something that we have to build. So I throw open this section, the integration and working together of the CSOs. So I'd like to request your comments on this aspect, how we can integrate together.
What we need to create an alliance kind of this thing, okay, in a particular segment, and each one complement others. For example, the best this thing is the senior Brigadier Ganeshan Garu Pallis Bujana, because he is helping a lot of grassroots level innovations and making them into scalable, and that scaling also recognizing scaling, something like that, where the small the entrepreneur can really scale his business by giving a business promotion, business case studies or something like that. What I understand, I've seen some of them, and really they made a lot of impact on the society. Probably it may be some kind of alliances, like Dr. G.B. Karev Garu is a live encyclopedia where he can really confirm or transform like agriculture area, especially agriculture area. What we want to say that, okay, it is a plant-based nutrition. See, right now what we have in agriculture, biggest problem, lot of water consumption. He's given 4 ideas, we need to change into our food chain, okay, something like that. So he's an expert into that. So as you rightly said, instead of overlapping, how can we complement each other? How can we really make them to grow in that particular area? For example, all other people, whoever identify a grassroots level innovator or something like that, we need to connect to Ganesham Garu, Brigadier Ganesham Garu, where he can give his input, and also he's give streamline or completely what you can he have an idea that, okay, he is expert into that, he will help the grassroots innovators. Like Vikas is also working with Aksharamanam, okay, it is education, how really we can really in our education system, okay, it is a very good laboratory by Vande Mataram Foundation. Like civil society, all organizations, what we need to do in respect of anything. See, I seen a BNI group, Business Network Initiative. There are different people, not same kind of people in the one particular group, and each one is going to refer to other. here it is not making maybe money, but it is here what our objective should be: make a difference, make an impact, larger impact, how really we can make. Probably it's not depend on a government, because if it is depend on a government, its government have its own ideas and its own purpose and all the same, irrespective of government initiative, and we can really involve some of the bureaucrats or even retired bureaucrats or something like that, who are domain experts, something like that, like Brigadier Ganeshan Garu, what he is doing a lot of very great work, which I seen, and something like that. So we need to create some kind of alliance, maybe with small 10, 15 people, then we can start more and more, adding more and more like-minded people, complement them and help them to grow. First, CSOs to grow, CSOs to withstand their own kind of this thing, whatever the time and the investment of time, whatever, we need to complement a value for them. So this is what my initial suggestions, Nishant.
Yeah.
Probably Brigadier Ganesh Garu and GBK Rao Garu have more idea about, because they are the seniors and they have more ideas. They seen a lot of failures, because we need people who are having a lot of failures, because there only we can learn a lot of these things. So they've seen a lot of failure people.
Actually, an idea which is good for society needs collaboration from everyone. It's not only like-minded or somebody, everyone, because then only it really gets entrenched in system and the benefits are accrued to the entire system. So we need to rope in not retired IAS officers, the present serving IAS officers, so that it gets into system. However small way it is, it must get in. Like today, we are talking about the future. The future lies in the hands of school children and college children. So every activity we do, you must rope them in, either at informative level or just a watching level and an involving level. But if we leave them any NGO, any activity for society, that ye bachche hain, inko baad mein dekhte hain, it doesn't help at all. They have to get involved, and that is possible only when academia or the government education department see the benefit of such involvement, and this is an investment for the future, so that the later people don't need to do much of changing minds. Something they have seen good is going, so they're inclined to listen to good in the future, inclined to adopt good into the future, and that should start right from the beginning now. The collaboration, my understanding, to start with school children and college children. Now let me share our Parlisana's personal example. We try to take these innovations of what we see in the villages, very, very humble people making amazing innovation, which have got a very significance in society. When we shared with them, the school children, they are very happy. They're glued to the monitor we show, and that everybody listens, asks questions, even 6th class, 4th class, 5th class children, forget about 10th and 12th. So for them, innovation is excitement. Innovation is a problem solving. Innovation is happiness. That's the way they see it. Now, if you expose them to happiness, now they will start thinking about it. They look around the problems of what we have. Next to my house, what's the problem? What my mother is suffering. Then they look at it. When the children start observing the problems, they will start thinking about the solutions at some level, whenever they have ability or the people around. So I think investing our time on children's influencing their minds, utilizing their minds is very important, which I think most of NGOs and most of us have to do much more than what they're doing today. That's my request. Second thing, the system is not coming forward at all. System has its own rules, regulations, and their constraints, politicians or economy or World Bank. I don't know whatever it is. But what ultimately matters is the society and the people, our happiness. Nothing can come in front of that. PILs help. But why do you have to go to PIL when we are working for the people? When we're working for like Karnataka, working for the water for the people, why should we undergo any legal problems? Why should we have to beg around? This is a job of government which is undertaken in a more professional way, and why not? So some kind of a conducive atmosphere should be created and sought from the government for doing good job for the better of the people. Now, I'm not revolutionary when I'm talking about that. I've been in the system, I understand. I know many departments, many people have allowed people to do wonderful things. That's why so many good NGOs are really have contributed a lot. So I think NGOs coming together may be difficult proposition because they all have their mandate. and suddenly they cannot merge, but they will certainly share their expertise, their best practices they have seen, their experiences, and together they can go. But for the last statement I have is for the sake of society, environmental friendliness or keeping it there, education to the children involving system are the two very important things, and we have to work on that. Thank you.
Ask Mr. Maruti to comment because he's been engaging with a lot of schools. So how we can connect to the schools for, because you're already in the food distribution program.
So I've noticed is like for example, as you know that we do lot of programs in the primary and the secondary government schools. Namely, I think I'll just reiterate now that we do milk drives to the primary students, and this way what happens is the nutrition value of the children improves, and as also it improves, it also benefits the school. Same thing in case of breakfast and evening snacks. We have been working with the school, government schools, almost 10 to 15 government schools since 2017 across Hyderabad. And what we do is we concentrate only on one school because we want to see the benefits of whatever activities we do. The activities would be mainly on the snacks, on the breakfast, on the milk, but the improvement level is very very high because I find that it is benefiting the children, and also what I've seen is even the parents want the children to they remove them from the private schools and add them to the government schools because of the schemes that we have implemented in the schools. Uh, so, in terms of food, actually, we don't provide any food to the school. It's mainly the breakfast and the milk because I know the food that will be taken care by the government. But we have been working almost 15 schools there. And then everywhere we find that when we started in 2017, the school was in a different parameter, and now after 4 years, after 3 years, because I think 2020 we stopped because of Corona, the benefits are there because I feel that the whole week the children are already doing studies. Now, if we again tell them to study, they might not be interested. So we do it in a very creative way. We have different programs. The same education we teach them in a different creative way, so that the children are interested and they will show some interest in coming to the class. What happened is there is a school, Kapara school, ZPHS secondary primary school. In the primary school, we started teaching them every Sunday on from 2017. So we go with them, like just like Teach India, where we travel with the children. For example, we started from fifth, and the children now are under eighth or ninth class. We found lot of difference between the fifth class student and the ninth class. And also, we are also tying up with NGOs who are sponsoring them. So many of the children, what they do is they learn from us. We teach them, and we get them on par with the private schools because the NGOs are saying that the level will not change. You will have to clear those exams, and knowing that the education is a problem where though they are in the fifth class, the level is less than lower KG. So what we do is we identify 2 3 students and bring them on board in terms of the education. And 2 or 3, I'm happy to say that there are 2 or 3 students who got selected to the scholarship, and they are all studying in IIT, Triple IT, Hyderabad, and NIT Warangal because of the scholarship that they got. So we can help in terms of the academy and in the food. In that way, we can help we can try to collaborate, because we tie up with students, with the government schools across. It's not only in Hyderabad, but across Telangana, in Khammam, Kamareddy, Mehboob Nagar, even Warangal, we have schools with whom we are tied up. So we could try, like seed balls creation can be one initiative. So we are trying in different ways to engage the students not only in the food but also in the environment side. That's all we can try. We can help you all in that way, in collaboration,
Right.
because we know the government schools very well.
Thank you, Maruti Garu.
Yeah.
So now I would like to request GBK Rao Garu to, because sir, you have talked in at length on our Indian heritage and culture and our earlier way of which had the Vedic knowledge imbibed into our education system and values-based education. So how we can connect to an organization like RHA, because they're already across so many schools in not only in Hyderabad, all across the India and even overseas. So how we can leverage that strength to be able to make a transformation in the way children are educated. Please, can you comment on that, sir?
Yeah, connecting with the nature. Children must have the connection. They don't know where the milk is coming, what type of rice, wheat, what they are eating, where it is coming, the fruits, vegetables, where it is coming. Everything is totally is a classroom with theory, and they must have the like a pragati, where what type of for school children, and the trillions of seeds what we get mother plants, they're all supposed to be shown that there what are the farm friendly, farmer friendly, like butterflies, then the type of how the oil comes from the seed, that is a katigangulu. Then type of instead of coffee tea, the type of herbs like tulsi, lemongrass, the type of allspice varieties, how they can make use into the and if they don't connect with this 5 days camp in a year, 5 days camp is a compulsory, and also the test to be given, the examination test, the where the how the farmer, what he producing, a village, what is that coming from the village. If they don't know, they will not be connected to the nature. They will be simply be seeing that whatever the so-called celebrities they are in the TVs promoting, those things only will go. That is what today, unfortunate, all celebrities, their promotion is only a poisonous or something which is not supposed to eat, not supposed to drink. So this type of change should come in the children, and particularly this for others, wherever you are talking about if you don't consider the Vedas that what you need, the samadhis, we should have the samadhis growing everywhere. These samadhis not only for the yajna, which is purifying all 5 elements, and also for our health. What Charaka given that 450 plants, they must be promoted. That is what is Corona is. One is opened the eyes of the whole world that what we're supposed to have our Indian tradition, the type of plants like other Vedas, what they're given, and the Rigveda, what they're given, and the type of plants, Bhungras, Madhuka, that is Tipatiga, means that is Amrutavalli, there is Brahma Kumari, then Ashwagandha. There's day to day what we use in the spices in the spice box. All these things is to be educated and has to be. If people are seen that they ignore what they do, the type of all these vanumulicals are not available. If they are not available, if you don't give right material to that, then how the effect it comes. The very, very important, this one, we are lost that core that what Hanuman brought, Mutta Sanjivani, Sandhana Karani, Visalya Karani, Suvarna Karani. Now at least we have what some of them like, Somalata, that is Somras, that type of Kalprukshas, the 7 types of Kalprukshas, that is Arichandanam, Mandaram, Kalpakum, Santanam, Parijatum, Maredu, then Kadamba Vanvasini, also Rita Sundari, where she states that is all these 7 types of Kalpa Vanams were there. There the Samundar water is became Amrut Samundar just because the 7 types of Vanmulikas are that medicinal value gone into the water. So these things are to be focused, then only the school children or the whatever the people which they do ignas and all, they don't. I seen the Ritviks and I seen the Somayajis. They always say that we don't get the Vanumulikas. What they are doing, there whatever is available from the Aditya and Tom, wood in Kostundaru, Akra Amokol Diskoche, Vartanaru. When such things are coming down, how the environment will be protected? So we are always, it's not just a water harvesting, we have so much water harvesting, we don't need. See, my place name and Tondolo Koda, Gudulu Veteran Pradesham. ఎందుకంటే అదంతా సాయిల్ ఈజ్ లైమ్ శుద్ధం లేదు 6 అంగుళాలు తవ్వితే అది స్లోప్ ఈజ్ వితిన్ హాఫ్ కిలోమీటర్ లోనే 100 feet డిఫరెన్స్ స్టాప్ సాయిల్ అంతా ఎరోడ్ అవుతూ ఉండేది. సచ్ థింగ్స్ వీ హావ్ బ్రాట్ బ్యాక్ దిస్ వేర్ వాటర్. I asked 4 things before coming to this place. One, it should be away from city, away from highways. It should have depleted water. No one supposed to cultivate that place, such wasteland. When 1994 with this, before starting this, I went to Israel. After seeing the Israel, after 15 days spending there and finding what difficulties they are facing, there is no rains, no rivers, and the soil is totally sand, and they became the richest in the agriculture and also the whatever the technologies, why they become, which is having all around, always wars and wars with the Palestinian and the surrounding all, but still they are number 1 in the world. And we are having abundant water, abundant soil, abundant fertile soil, abundant everything, God given, God gifted place. We are totally, today we are talking about the farmers, where is the farmer? Today, completely the amount of money is funded to them, just free bank balance. And we know that in the villages, they are not coming. If someone want to cultivate, nobody is coming. It's being taken into such a level that, they enough money don't want to work. It is alarming stage that the policies of the government, which are vote banking, like Venezuela, the country, is going to happen in India also, because they stop their skills, they stop their cultivation. Now the crop holidays are coming. What is mean by crop holiday? Because they are not getting enough returns, because workers, they are not working. If they work only 3 hours, 4 hours a day, something totally gone wrong. We have to see that how best we have to bring the education system in them. What is the alternative? We must have at least 10 commandments to rectify our present, whether the government to do, or the people to do, or the law, which the law is also not implementing. Pollution. control. Where the pollution control board is there? What has gone wrong with the judiciary? What is gone? Is everyone is only money, money, and also the position. These two, it become like a rat race. So I'm sorry to talk about something which I don't talk negative, but this is not for Visleshna, not Vimarsha. That is what I must say to the people that is unless Visleshna is done, such programs will not able to rectify ourselves and become a role model to others. So certainly this from Pragati is done and shown. There is no question of any health becoming into a problem. Even unhealthy people when they come, they either asthma or BP, diabetes. You see the number of people that stay here, they don't have any people, they come by wheelchair and they go back with the complete with the young people. That changes comes only when you have a purity of the climate. That is today's being a climate change, the purity of water, purity of air, purity of soil, purity of all this brings, as I said, जैसे अन्न ऐसे मन, जैसे रस ऐसे खून, जैसे अग्नि ऐसे वाक. That is manasa, vacha, karmana, trikarana suddhi has to be done. And our Indian tradition schools, that is all, in the 4 a.m. No, I was, my childhood 4 a.m. I had to get up. There is no question of any of this thing. And today, 4 a.m. means that is called Brahmamurtam, that is called Amrita Gadiya. And who is following? If you don't follow the right food, right time, what to eat, what not to eat, then where is the question of Trikarana Siddhi? Where is the Ekagrata? So school children must be brought into, even parents, they are allowing them to sleep up to 8. If the school is not there, 8, 9 a.m. Even parents are not getting up. So I talked to Mr. Vishant. One day, first day I talked to him. I said, I will not associate anyone unless they get up in the morning, Brahmamurtam 4 a.m. Maybe I will start, telling them what is important things. If they don't follow, I don't associate with them. So the food, like the millets, kashayalu, katiganunlu, tatibellam. If they don't follow this, where is the fun in go on teaching them? 1 time teaching, 2 time teaching, 3 time teaching. After 3 times also, if they don't follow, there's no point in associating with them. Thank you very much.
That one of the speakers were talking about millets. We were thinking about introducing millets as part of alternative for the breakfast or for the milk. But actually, we were planning in 2020,
Yes.
but it got because of Corona and all those things, it got delayed. So we are trying once the school starts and the strength happens. We want to replace, or you want to just try in government schools, small government schools, where we can implement millets as an alternative mechanism. Yes, there's a change because the kids, we have to try. So we are going to try in a 20 or 30 school, 30 to 40 children's school, where we can try and implement the millets concept. That will be somewhere in Kapara side.
Wonderful.
That is first thing, and the second.
Not
and the
only
second
the
thing is
millets.
what we also want to. Yeah, in, other nutrition, it's an alternative of the milk and the breakfast, whatever. And also, what we want to implement is people. Many of them don't know. For example, the importance of food, because after when I was actually doing the analysis, I found that 5,000 liters of water is being used to produce 1 kg of 1 kilogram of rice. So we waste so much because we collect almost daily. We collect almost around 100 to 300 kgs of rice, which is left excess. So we also want to educate the schools and others the importance of the food, how it is from the consumption, the production, and everything. Because people really don't know. I feel that as part of some academy, we should think about this also as one of the as one of the angles, because I
We
always
have-
feel that people are not aware.
See, we have the Amrut Ahar, there's a book which is available
Yes,
in the www.pragatiresource.com, and PDF file you can download. You will have everything about the millets and also the kashayams and also katiganulu and also the sugarcane sugar instead of that, palm jaggery, all is available at Pragati and the city centers also. So this is the one which we have to educate how to prepare from millets to other recipes, all we train them. We have a 5 days courses here. Certainly, this is the momentum we have to bring. The World Health Organization brought that change from rice, wheat to millet. That is already this recently they informed to every country change their and giving free rice and wheat is more dangerous for the health and environment point of view.
We want something like uh, one of the alternatives, as I told you in the beginning, when I was speaking, that we worked with IICT on the food technology as to how we can reduce or how we can ensure that the food wastage does not happen. They had some ideas with which we went and implemented in the bakery, and we were able to successfully implement it because the production they explained that now what is it that they need to do to reduce the wastage, the production, and then we work because I think ISCT is already working on the food technology on part. So we want that some help from this group so that now we can improve or we can reduce it, because there are many areas where we can try to reduce.
You had the opportunity to work with Lamgaru, and you have the vision what he had, you have implemented, and you've done some campaigns on a mega scale, reaching out to, you could mobilize a lot of people to do what you wanted to get done. So that is something that is very unique experience that you got. So talking about what we just discussed, the Vedic education aspect in children of various educational institutions, as well as the food that is being served to them, the millets, if we have to introduce. Now, how we can make a campaign out of it and do it in a mass scale without actually engaging the government or without any involvement of money, much money. So how do we do it? Can you give some ideas on that?
See, basically, whatever I have a knowledge of something like that, first we need to take a small problem, a problem which is reality and people should connect. So once they believe that, okay, this is the problem reality, and then we need to give them a solution which can be affordable solution. It is not a free solution. I never recommend for free, because free means there is no value. But affordable solution, they need to be do an affordability on that. For example, when we talk about right now, we want to really increase the demand of millets and other things. First, foremost important, what we need to do, we need to talk more about malnutrition problem in the grassroots level, and how this malnutrition, we can address this malnutrition problem at an affordable cost over a period of time. For example, right now, Akshaya Patra is doing a lot of meal distribution in a midday meal area, afternoon. Not only that, apart from that, Akshaya Patra also doing a meal for the poor people in urban areas or something like this. So if we concerned about this, what we need to tell them, the students, hey guys, because of what you are eating rice or something like that, it is really consuming a lot of water, number one. Number two, it is not really giving you the minerals what you are supposed to be required. It is only your stomach may be full, but it is not going to be what you call it, giving you the strength, your mind growth or something like that. So what we can do, like it is a kind of crowdfunding or something like that, we can think about it. For example, this is right now, it is a crowdfunding, Akshaya Patra is giving to the end customer at 5 rupees, but government is giving a subsidy or something like that around 17 rupees or something like this. We need to see that how we can really cross connect the dots. Number one. Number two, and also we need to really address the malnutrition problem by way of giving this the best of and activity and all this thing. Some kind of activity we can do, because midday meal, even though right now COVID, during the COVID time, Government of India used to distribute to 80 crore population at free ration, at 5 kilos of rice and wheat. Okay, means India is having the poorest of the poor, below poverty line 80 crore people out of 135 crores. Is it right? What is happening here? So something like this. We need to think about it, and when we want to take it into larger, first we need to connect people with the reality, and then we can scale this in a bigger way. As we have great people, okay, we need to educate them in a school level, as Brigadier Gareshan Garu and GBK Rao Garu and also Robin Hood Army, these people, whatever they said, their experience, and we need to bring a little bit more expert, like we can add or involve or include in this area like Akshaya Patra. Okay, they are, if your Akshaya Patra comes on ISKCON Foundation, they really transform the world very fast than what we think, what we have right now, because credibility is there for them. So first, foremost important is the need and the reality of the story, and the implementation credibility. Who is implementing, what credibility they have, that is most important.
Right.
The effort of this conference of people is to listen to the ideas of all the change agents. Council for Green Revolution is of the view that we have very little time to work on sustainable development goals. Today, we discussed about food, we discussed about environment topics, and there are a lot many other aspects too which we need to focus upon. So the overall idea after all these sessions is that if we can come up with some sort of an alliance and reach out to the schools and colleges. Why? Because if you see the colleges and schools of the day, it's really scary the direction the youngsters and children are going. At the same time, it's our collective responsibility. They say it right, upbringing of a child, it takes a village to raise a child. But we need to go for that collaboration. The basic fundamental thing about society is that it's not that easy to raise a child. That's the reason why schools and other things are designed, and all the collective learning happens there. So if we can design a way of reaching out to them, and all the partner organizations that we discussed, GBK Rao Garu, Karunakar Reddy Garu, Maruti sir, if each of them can be mentors, and if we can come up with something like food literacy, food can be a wonderful tool too. Through food we can discuss about nutrition, through food we can discuss about environment. So through food we can discuss about the challenges of farmers, multiple things. And through food we can take up something like school nutrition garden. Every school can start their own nurseries, and it through them they'll learn about teamwork, resource management, responsibility. So I appeal to each of the panelists and the participants that if we can come up with some alliance sort of thing, the need of the hour is huge, and if we can strategize, and if we can curate some modules, a module on environment module, a module on food. So if we can come up with these things, that will go a long way. And I would like to tell a brief about Council for Green Revolution also here. Council for Green Revolution started in the year 2010 with a vision to do 1 crore sapling plantation and nurturing them. And till date, they were able to plant 36 lakh saplings and nourish them. And when Telangana government came up with the initiative Haritaharam, they took the support of Council for Green Revolution in executing the pilot project, and they have been the knowledge partners for the Haritaharam as well. And apart from that, they have extensively traveled in the areas of Eastern Ghats and came up with an environmental outlook of Eastern Ghats. And right now, the idea is to focus on the sustainable development goals by partnering with dedicated organizations for each goal. And if we can form this alliance, we can come up with some wonderful initiatives to sensitize on each and every sustainable development goal and small action points, so that we should be able to impact things on scale. And we as civil society organizations, we have a critical role to play. We believe that with this power of partnerships, we can achieve that. Thank you so much. My charging is about to be down, and I thank each of the participants. And post the session, also we'll be reaching out to you. And innovation. Every child should be a problem solver, and innovation is the way. And who better than Palles Rujna and Ganesham Garu? Water, sensitizing on water and plantation. Karunakar Reddy Garu is doing amazing work. On nutrition, food, GB Kero Garu is doing wonderful thing. So if we all can combine, we can create that larger impact. And from our end, I'll promise that dedicated volunteers are ready to take this message and bridge the gap between, be the connecting link between these partner organizations in the schools and communities. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
I appreciate everyone speaking about children and focusing on children and bringing up the next generation, both from a positive nutrition point of view, an environmental education point of view, etc. I would, however, point out that we cannot wait for the next generation to grow up to solve the climate change problem now. I had to go off in between because I'm on a very strict diet and medication situation. So I'm not sure what happened after I left. But I have not heard too much about tackling business and getting business involved in a very, very, very big way to help the environment. They are required by law to give a percentage for CSR, corporate social responsibility. I and my husband would propose that policies be made so that a percentage of that CSR go directly for funds to protect our forests, massive afforestation, and wildlife protection, because no matter what we may do in promoting the various good foods and in educating the young people, if we do not bring our forests back online, if we do not focus on them and the wildlife that sustain them, we will not have the rains. The climate change will not be taken care of in an affordable, fast way. This will also help engage the rural communities in a major way, because they can be engaged in helping to plant those forests, in helping to become guardians of those forests, while they also take up organic farming in a major way. So I believe it is very important to tackle the business communities in a much more head-on way. And I believe that the groups of civil service organizations have the ability to do that if we work together. So I just needed to add that in there because I haven't heard much about how businesses, I heard about the wonderful business, the resorts and everything that they're doing. That is fantastic. But I am talking business in general. Business in general, from our experience, we have found their heads are in the sand, acting as if the forests and the wildlife, the environment doesn't mean anything until there's a water shortage and they have to close their factory and cannot manufacture anymore because the forests have been cut down and the rains are not there. Or they have a flood and they have all of this damage, or extreme high temperatures and their workers can't even work. So I would ask that the group also really consider how important it is to bring business online and to reach out to the business sector in a very, very, very major way. And I want to thank everybody for the opportunity. I look forward to working with everyone. We are always open to collaborate with people on these very important issues. Thank you both, especially you, for connecting with me. And my husband again, it's been too many years. Take care and God bless.
Thank you, Pamela.
What Malhotra ji said, without water, without air, what is that we can do? The utmost important that forestation, that wildlife, biodiversity is the highest priority. But the schools and all, simultaneously, the people can start, that is the education system. But the utmost priority is, can you count money closing your nose and mouth for how much time? That is the important of the oxygen. So without oxygen, no one can live on the planet. So oxygen, only trees can give. So importance is plantation, plantation, plantation. That is the motive, whichever. Start with the urban forest in the areas where the concrete jungle is there. Not only other outside, even the cities, we have to bring the urban forest. That's what my focus again, as Malhotra ji said. Thank you.
It was a great marathon event, but I think it was, we brought in so much people and networks around who are working seriously on environment and climate change.